Our headlines today. The Director General of the BBC, Tim Davie, has resigned, along with the corporation's CEO of News, Deborah Turness.
They'd been under pressure after a leaked internal report accused the BBC of bias when editing footage of a speech by President Trump. He's called the BBC dishonest and corrupt.
As councils deal with a growing number of fly-tipping incidents, campaigners warn organised criminals offering cheap rubbish removal deals are making the problem worse.
Legends of rugby league and union come together for a charity match to raise awareness and money for motor neurone disease.
Good morning. Budget airlines have been around for more than 40 years, opening up new cities and countries for millions. I'll be looking at the big business it brings and how it's changed the way we all travel.
They're red, gold and green and lots of other colours as well. Boy George gives us a tour of a gallery of his punk-inspired portraits. At this morning's newspapers, shall we? At 6:21, we're starting with the Telegraph. And all of the papers reporting on the resignations of the BBC Director General Tim Davie and the Head of News Deborah Turness. Daily Telegraph calls it the corporation's biggest crisis in more than a decade. The paper also features comments from the Conservative leader Kemi Badenoch, who said it was right they had finally taken responsibility.
The I paper also leads with that story. It says BBC bosses quit over botched Trump film. The paper says the White House is gloating that Trump forced out the corporation's Director General.
The Guardian speaks to the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. It quotes him as saying he's not afraid of the US President Donald Trump.
And some powerful images of remembrance over the weekend. The Metro there highlighting a photo of the King saluting at the Cenotaph on Remembrance Sunday as part of his tribute to those who died serving in the 2 world wars and other conflicts.
Now, the Radio 2 presenter Sarah Cox has started an epic challenge for children in need to bring Pudsey to Pudsey. So over the course of 5 days, she'll run and walk from Kielder Forest in Northumberland all the way to Pudsey Bear's birthplace in Leeds in a gruelling 135-mile challenge. Best of luck to you, Sarah.
Tonight at 6, Donald Trump threatens to sue the BBC for $1 billion over Panorama's editing of his January the 6th speech. The BBC chairman denies accusations of systemic bias in the corporation, but apologises for what he calls an error of judgment on Panorama.
There were areas of concern of which the Panorama edit was one. Now, in hindsight, it would have been better to have acted earlier.
The Prime Minister says he supports a strong, independent BBC and does not believe it is institutionally biased. Also on the programme, the end of the 2-child benefit cap. The Chancellor suggests there should be no limit to benefits depending on how many children you have. Free for now, France's former President Nicolas Sarkozy is released from prison just weeks into a 5-year sentence for criminal conspiracy. Now that's what you call an icicle kick, battling the elements during a blizzard of snow in Canada's Premier League final.
How much do I say? What do I say? When do I say? And, there's no manual for being a parent.
Prince William gets candid about family life and navigating a challenging year, and when George might get his first phone.
I'll be live on the Yellow Brick Road at the premiere of Wicked for Good, the long-awaited second act, chatting with its A-list cast.
The famous faces heading to the jungle, the star-studded lineup on this year's I'm a Celeb.